I'm Sydney Skov, and I've been dancing since I was 4 years old, but I've been dancing with Polaris Dance Theatre since September of this year. Mood. Just think about mood and what that might mean and how that might be portrayed or represented. It was in my travels that dance kind of came back to me. I was living in Senegal for a year working with a fabulous nonprofit organization, and everything I did outside of my work was related to dance in some way. I met this amazing group of dancers there, and it just reminded me that being an artist isn't A, B, and C. It's not how perfect you are at doing these particular things, but it's if you have something to say. And in my case, my body has something to say. And I realized that really fully when I was there. And so my perception of what it means to be an artist and how to kind of incorporate that in your life really changed. So I'm really thankful for that. So I think a lot of my inspiration now comes more from a place of how can we pull something real from the inside out? Not necessarily about being perfect, being technically perfect. And I think there's so much beauty in imperfection, and I think there's so much beauty in raw emotion, in something that's raw, when somebody can pull something out, from inside of them and then offer it to an audience or offer it to somebody else. I think that's so incredibly powerful. So I think that's where some of my inspiration comes from, definitely stemming more from an emotion and a mental state and how that relates to movement, as opposed to setting the movement and then adding an emotion on top of it. It took a while for me to realize that I could use dance as kind of a tool for any kind of social change. I was doing work in education and human rights, and dance was definitely a part of what I was doing, but I hadn't made the connection yet. And when I found this nonprofit in India that uses dance movement therapy as rehabilitation for survivors of trafficking, they're called Calcutta Shanbed. They do absolutely incredible work using dance as a medium. I realized how doable it is and how real and powerful it is, and I went in thinking, well, don't people need shelter and food, and aren't those the necessities? And I left realizing, oh my God, what's most important are people having the ability to express themselves and to take ownership over something and to create and to own their own body and to be there and to be able to connect with other people and have joy, right? I mean, that is so much more basic in a lot of ways. And I really saw how you can use dance, you can use choreography, even as a method of activism. I believe a lot of choreographers do that. They take really deep, heavy issues and put them into their pieces. And I think a step beyond that is using that outside of the theater. So once you have a piece that's really about something quite tangible and it makes a statement, take it out to different places, really tour it. I mean, that can just be a very visceral form of activism. What we're doing, so with the Free Body Project, we are trying to get dancers here to do something similar, to take their art and to put it out in the public. And the dance doesn't even necessarily have to be about anything, right? I mean, the choreography itself doesn't even need to express the exact story. It doesn't need to say, this and this human rights abuse is horrible. What we're trying to say is, with the Free Body Project and raising awareness about human trafficking, we're trying to celebrate freedom. So instead of beating people over the head with, this is so horrible and everything is bad and you should be scared and you should really care about this and it should make you cry. I don't know, I think people get a little bit tired, and you can take a minute to look at the flip side and really understand that freedom exists here, but not for everyone. But there's something we can do about it. Let's figure out what it is we can do. Why don't we use, our power as dancers? Why don't we use our voices as artists to say something? And what we're trying to say is that we're celebrating freedom. Free Body Project. You can find out more about us and how you can move for freedom at freebodyproject.org.